Bullet Club.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you've been with us before, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, we are Allin Presents. We are your hosts for this channel, for this video, for all of the content that we do. I am Allin. This is Leanne. Rags is probably still sleeping in the other room somewhere. And these, as you've already seen from the title card, literally about 30 seconds ago, these are our Full Gear 2023 predictions. We hope you're excited as we are for these predictions. We hope you're excited for these predictions as we are for the main show. Yeah,
that one.
That one. Cool. So this year's Full Gear is emanating from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California, which is the Young Bucks territory. So they're sort of doing a bit of a homecoming, which is really nice. Bit of a trivia for you. Can you tell me the only people to be at all 25 AEW pay-per-view events?
Young Bucks?
The Young Bucks have wrestled on all 25, including, obviously, this will be the 25th, and they're the only ones to do it. So if you've seen our videos before, you'll know how this prediction thing's going to work. If you don't, basically, we're going to break it down, give sort of a bit of a slight background into each match, give the predictions who we think's winning, and then we'll do the reactions, and then we'll obviously recap the event. So there will be spoilers on that one. There will be spoilers for this, for Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage, if you haven't already seen them, but I'm assuming you have. But then the reaction should be up on Sunday. The event takes place on the 18th of November, which is a Saturday. Thank you for putting back on a Saturday. We really appreciate that.
Even though it has caused some interesting issues with Collision.
Yeah, so they've got special edition of Collision airing on Friday this week, not Saturday, as usual, and straight after airing Rampage. So you've got Collision, straight into Rampage, then the countdown. So if you're in America, you've got a 4-hour block of AEW, you lucky, lucky people. For Britain, not so much, because if you're watching on ITV, Collision airs, I want to say Tuesdays.
Yes.
Rampage airs on Mondays, so are they going to flip them around now? Because Rampage 1 hour, Collision... I don't know.
Oh, who knows?
Anyway, we watched it on Fight TV, so it's all good. We'll get the preview through there, and it's all hunky-dory. We haven't got a problem. So the way we generally do these is from least looking forward to most looking forward to, starting off with the kickoff show. There's only one match so far on the kickoff show. I will imagine there's going to be more announced.
Yeah.
But we've only got one so far. Again, with this one, much like the Wrestle Dream and much like Allin, it's difficult to pick which match we're not looking forward to the most in comparison with the others. It's really difficult to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit of a stat card.
Oh, yes.
So these are a bit more just kind of thrown in. We do the non-title matches first, then followed by the title matches. The only exclusion being the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles, which are on the kickoff show, which we will get to right now. So, on the kickoff show, we've got the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match, which consists of MJF and a mystery partner versus the Bullet Club's Guns. The Guns. That's Austin and Colton. So, MJF and Adam Cole won the ROH tag titles back at Allin in Wembley Stadium. A few weeks later, Adam Cole, in what the doctors described it as, shattered his ankle. Just by jumping off a stage.
Yeah. Freak accident.
It was literally a freak accident. He wasn't even in a match, Complete freak accident. It is what it is. But as such, then, last month at Wrestle Dream. No, hang on. Yes. Last month at Wrestle Dream. I wasn't sure what month it is. MJF defended the titles solo against the Righteous. And obviously he was like, right, we're going to have to do it against the Guns now because the bit of a I can't really talk about this without talking about the main event, which is a bit of the problem of it. So Switchblade, Jay White, and the Bullet Club have been running around, causing major issues for Maxwell. They've stolen his belt, his AEW World Championship. The Guns then come out and they beat, I can't remember which team it was, but they're like, right, we want a title match for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. And MJF was like, all right, cool, I'll beat you 1-on-2, just like I did with the Righteous. But for some reason, and I can't remember exactly where this has come from, but someone's deemed that he should have a tag team partner.
I mean, fair.
I mean, yeah, it is the Guns.
Yeah.
I mean, but then they should have had one for the Righteous, to be perfectly honest. I still get the feeling that MJF might end up going to this solo.
I think maybe.
And then maybe... So, again, with this, Samoa Joe then has kind of been teasing, look, I'll be your partner. I'll be your friend while Adam's out. All you got to do is ask me for it, but I want an AEW World Championship match in return. Which, fair enough.
Yeah.
But Maxwell just seems to not want to pull the trigger on that for good reason.
Yes.
For good reason. So whether or not MJF will be in a really bad position, will he be like, Joe, come help? And then out comes Joe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or will he just stick to his, no pun intended, stick to his guns and just fight him 1-on-2?
Yeah.
Because Acclaimed are out.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's not coming back soon because he's had two surgeries on his ankle to repair his shattered ankle. Samoa Joe's the only one that's really said, look, I'll help you. Nobody else really wants a piece of MJF.
Plot twist. Whoever it is in the devil mask is the partner.
Well, I was thinking, actually, while we were watching Dynamite, what if Roderick Strong becomes his partner?
Ooh. Neck Strong. It is no neck November, whatever that means.
But then, Roddy's in the devil mask.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a swerve that, like, the guy who hates him for stealing Adam Cole off him as his best friend is helping Max, but he's also the devil that's hindering Max.
Yeah. Interesting. They could do a few things with this. It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I do think that it is probably quite a high likelihood that he'll do it solo.
Yeah, I think so. At least he'll try to.
Yeah.
Who have you got winning this match?
Oh, it's tricky. I think it is tied into the main event as well.
Yep.
I think depending on the way this goes will have a huge effect on how the main event goes. I'm probably gonna guess the Guns win though.
You going for the Guns?
Yeah.
Guess what I'm going for?
MJF?
Guns up. I think that if Adam Cole hadn't been injured, they'd probably be more leniently leaning towards having the ROH tag title staying on Maxwell and Adam.
Yeah, but there's only so long you can keep titles on someone who can't defend.
As such, and like the Guns and the Bullet Club thing is being fantastic. And I do think it's time to put the ROH tag titles on an actual team. Yeah. And the Guns have really been showing their strength.
Definitely.
And I think that they deserve it. So that's the only match we've got announced for the pre-show at the moment.
Yes.
I don't know if they're calling it Zero for this one, I can't remember. As such, with Rampage and Collision airing Friday night, we'll catch up with that Saturday, obviously, because we're not going to stay up till 3, 4 in the morning to watch it live.
Can't.
Screw that.
Can barely stay up past 11.
Exactly, yeah. We're too old for that. So anything changes in terms of that match or any new matches which are made or any of the other matches, if any other stipulations or tweaks get turned into them, then we'll update our predictions in the description to this video down below by
before zero hours starts.
Before so that'll start probably at midnight.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we got time.
We got family stuff going on Saturday, depending on what time that all kicks off. We'll have reactions, we'll be able to watch and do a prediction and whatnot.
Yes.
Anyway, so heading back into the main show, so we've got 3 non-title matches and 5 title matches.
Ooh.
There's technically 6, including the pre-show.
Yeah.
So
interesting balance.
33% of the matches are non-title.
Wow.
That's
it is a pay-per-view, so...
Well, yeah, it's a big percentage of the match, which is really cool. So first up on the non-title matches, we have the Patriarchy, which is Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. And they're facing Darby Allin, Sting, and Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar, who made his debut at Wrestle Dream last month.
Yeah.
So we're not going to recap the Cage, Darby Allin, Luchasaurus, Sting, all that kind of stuff.
It's long and quite complex, really.
We're only sort of, with these, we're only recap from the last pay-per-view to where we currently are. And obviously there's a bit of a smaller gap than usual with the AEW ones this time. So about 6 weeks-ish. Give or take. So, since Wrestle Dream, obviously we've had Adam Copeland. It's going to take friggin' ages to get out of that. Adam Copeland has obviously come out and he said, look, I came to AEW because I want to do a run with my best friend, with Jay, who is obviously Christian Cage's real name. Can you come out here? I want to talk to you. And he's like, I want to do a run with you. I want to have the last tag team run with you, blah, 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 blah. Christian Cage is going for the hug. And he's like, go F yourself. And he walks out. And Adam's just like, what? What?
I mean, has he not been watching AEW recently?
Maybe it's a contract in the WWE stuff. You're not allowed to watch competitors. But then saying that, I'm sure Seth Rollins has commented on AEW stuff before, so that was a joke. But as such, then Adam Copeland in an interview did say, "Look, I don't want to fight Christian Cage. I won't fight Christian Cage. And then Sting comes down and he's like, you need to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
You need to man up. You need to grow up. You need to look at the situation. And you need to be a part of this to help stop Christian, basically.
Fair enough.
Then the very next week, it's like, oh yeah, well, Darby Allin and Sting are taking on the Patriarchy. They weren't called the Patriarchy at that point. And they need to find a third partner. Out comes Adam Copeland. Spears are given out, and Adam Copeland's like, I'm the third man. Fast forward to the first match then they had as a team on Collision last week, where they took on Jake the Snake's new acquisition, shall we say, along with Lance Archer. So we got Lance Archer and the Righteous in Jake's new army, as they're calling it.
Great to see Jake back again.
It is. It's good to see the Righteous showing up a bit more as well. We haven't seen him since Wrestle Dream, at least on AEW television. And it's good to see Lance Archer back as well.
Yeah.
The Murder Hawk Monster, I love that guy. He's so good. But then I felt that it was a bit naff putting the new team up against Edge, Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby Allin.
Yeah, a bit of a squash match a little bit. Even though they're all strong guys.
It was a good match, but there was no way that the team of Adam Copeland's team was not going to win, you know? Which kind of upset me a little bit in that sense.
Yeah.
Anything else you can say with us?
I will very much enjoy seeing Christian get hurt. It'll happen. It might not happen now, but eventually.
He's father of the year, don't you know?
I love to hate him.
I've heard Nick Wayne's mom's coming around to him. Who have you got?
The Copeland team.
Team Cope.
Team Cope.
Team Cope. Yeah, I agree with that. They're not going to have Adam Copeland come in and lose in his first pay-per-view match.
Oh, will they?
I can't see it.
Quite unpredictable sometimes.
I'll tell you one thing. Christian Cage will not be involved.
No.
He will, I'd imagine, see Nick Wayne getting destroyed, and then he'll just be like, no, I'm out. I'm out.
So will he turn on his team?
I don't think it'll be seen as that. It'll be more of a long burn. I don't think it'll be an instant turn. It'll be more of a long term, and if anything, the team will turn on him.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, I wasn't abandoning you. I was letting you be taught a lesson, or I was teaching you a lesson, something like that, you know? And that's kind of how, because it's all manipulation with Christian Cage.
Because he's a good dad, apparently.
Yes. He's doing the best thing for his sons.
Tough love.
Luchasaurus, you know, who's probably like 65 million years older than Christian Cage. And Nick Wayne, who is definitely younger than Christian Cage by probably about 40 years.
Probably be his grandson.
Yeah. But yeah, I am looking forward to this, even though it is kind of like there, but I just feel like it's a bit too...
It's a little gimmicky, right? But not like your
I wouldn't
usual
even say
gimmicky.
that. I wouldn't even say gimmicky. I'd just say it's a bit too much like, well, Sting's retiring.
Yeah.
Darby Allin's obviously on his way up. Adam Copeland's just joined the company. They're not going to make him lose. Speaking of Sting, one thing that did happen in the interim as well is that Sting has announced his retirement for AEW Revolution 2024 in March. Next week, after that was announced, Ric Flair turns up on AEW TV.
Shocker.
I'm wondering if Ric Flair's going to be a Full Gear.
Maybe.
And whose corner he's going to be in.
So he did make a bit of a show of saying that he wants to join Sting for his ride.
I think what he said was, I want to be there for the ride. Will you have me? He didn't say how. So
you think he's... Well, I mean, he's the dirtiest player in the game, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. What's his moniker? The dirtiest player in the game. Who's to say he doesn't side with Christian Cage?
Oh, that's actually really interesting. That could be a great turn.
We'll see what happens with that.
Oh.
On the back of that as well, Tony Khan has announced, and it's kind of, I guess, slightly related in a very loose sense, that AEW will be welcoming and officially signing the contract of a new wrestler to AEW at Full Gear, someone who is respected by all of the AEW fans. Originally, I thought it was Kota Ibushi. After Dynamite last night, as we're recording this on Thursday, it was announced that Kota Ibushi is already all in. Yes. It was all elite. So it's not Kota signing. So now my head's going, is it Ric Flair?
He better not start wrestling, though.
No. But then they didn't say in the tweet that Tony Khan put out in a wrestling capacity. It just said a wrestler who is respected by all the fans.
True.
Who else can you put into that category? I can't think of anyone else. And before anyone on the thing in the comments says, "Oh, it's Dolph Ziggler," or it's all these guys that got released from WWE, that cannot physically happen because of the 90-day no-compete clause.
Still in effect.
Absolutely cannot happen. Literally, I think it was Christmas Eve that their contracts expire. It absolutely is not anyone who got released from WWE in the last 2 months.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. Well, they're still getting paid for the 90 days, so.
But not on Christmas Day.
No.
Sad.
Okay, so moving on then.
Yes.
We've got match number 2. We have of the
And the main show.
the series. In a sense, because I get the feeling. Yeah, okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We've got Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve.
Swerve.
Strickland with Prince Nana probably in a Texas death match. Texas death match. Now, I feel that obviously I want to give all the information, so I will tell you that in AEW, Hangman Adam Page, has had 3 Texas death matches.
Yes.
How many has he won, do you think?
3.
All 3 of them. He has won every single Texas death match he's been a part of. I know one was against Brian Cage. I can't remember
Page
the other.
and Cage.
I can't remember who the other 2 were against, to be honest, off the top of my head. I should have probably researched into that, but so this came about obviously from was it Wrestle Dream where they fought? Let me just double check my notes quickly. Yes, it was. Swerve won. Swerve won that one by cheating.
Yes.
Prince Nana.
Prince Nana's crown, isn't it?
Yeah. So I believe it was the Dynamite after that where there was like an eliminator match, easy for me to say, right? For a number 1 contendership for the International Championship. I'll get my words right in a minute. It was either that or the TNT Championship. It was one of the 2 titles. And as such, because Hangman got screwed at Wrestle Dream, Hangman screwed Swerve.
Yes.
I think Nana was trying to get involved. Hangman came down, put a stop to it, and kind of that's kind of where it came from that. So in retaliation, Leanne, what happened? Can you tell our wonderful viewers what happened while I take a drink?
Swerve just went to Hangman Page's house, got in there, looked at all his stuff, ripped up a picture that his kids had drawn that was on the fridge.
That was harsh.
And went into the baby's room and leaning over the crib. I think he dropped a t-shirt from him in the crib, supposedly with the baby. Though we know the baby wouldn't have been there because there was no one else in the house, and who would leave a baby alone?
But why was the house also unlocked is my question.
Yeah, he managed to get in, so...
He literally just went... Click.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe he found a hide-a-key thing.
I don't know, because it seemed like they went there and they were like looking through, knocking, is there anyone here? And then they opened the door.
Yeah, don't...
So yeah, it looked like there was no one, but obviously they were kind of simulating that the baby was there.
Yeah, so highest insult.
Obviously Adam Page.
Too many Adams!
The right one. Adam Page, Hangman, goes a bit nuts.
Yeah, obviously.
And the Bucks are like, oh my god, because they're having a 6-man tag match at that point, defending the Ring of Honor 6 tag team championships, while they were still champs. And then sort of fast forward to obviously Page. He's just trying to get his hands on everything. Yeah. On Swerve, and they come down to a little promo with Hangman. I just can't think today. With Hangman, and he's basically saying that he's going to destroy Swerve in a Texas death match. He's going to go every November to Swerve's grave because he's going to kill him with his son, and he's going to get his son to defecate all over his grave. And I was like, oh my god, this is getting harsh.
It's the other one.
Well, urination is a form of defecation, right?
But defecation makes it sound like the worst one.
Alright, he's going to watch his son pee on his grave.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Slightly more respectful.
And then we obviously had the contract signing on Dynamite, where the stipulation was that they couldn't touch each other physically.
Was it a contract signing?
Oh no, it was a face-to-face. Sorry, yeah, it was a face-to-face. Sorry, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if they signed anything.
But they couldn't touch each other.
Yeah,
and they didn't. Fair play. No, there was Tony Schiavone starts asking a question. Swerve snatches the microphone out of his hand. Hangman snatches the microphone out of his hand. He goes, I'll answer this for you. And he goes off on this massive rant, which was great.
It was good.
And he said, oh, and by the way, I know I can't touch you, but Nana, nobody said anything about you. And Hangman just proceeds to beat the hell out of Prince Nana And Swerve can't do anything about it. Because he puts a hand on him. Not only is he the match off, but he and Hangman Adam Page are suspended.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh god, this is genius. Absolute genius.
It's really good.
Like I've gone on our videos before and I've said I felt that Hangman's title run when he was champion was blasé. It was mid at best. It was very fizzle, no bang. Where was this Adam Page during that title run?
Yeah.
This Adam Page has been fantastic.
Just like no nonsense.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. It's a kick-ass, take names, deal with the consequences later kind of Page. And that's kind of what you need for this character.
Yeah.
You don't want him being like, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should. No, you want to be like, boom, 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 boom. Hitting full pistons all the time.
Yeah, he knows what he wants now.
Yeah, exactly. And he wants to brutalize and murder Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
And honestly, if someone did that to my house, I'd be doing the same.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this?
I imagine there's going to be blood.
Oh, I'd imagine so, yeah.
It's going to be brutal. But, I mean, it's AEW. It's what we want.
But is it going to be more brutal than the strap match, which you had trouble watching?
That wasn't exactly brutal. It's a different kind of uncomfortable. It's the repetitiveness of the type of thing happening.
And you don't think Hangman's just going to beat the hell out of Swerve?
There's going to be a lot more variety to the carnage. And I like that.
Carnage, that's a good word. We don't use that word enough on this show.
We should.
All right, Leanne. Who have you got?
Hangman.
Hangman Adam Page.
Yes.
I agree with that. They've made a big deal of this going, this is only the second time these guys have ever fought.
Yeah.
And what does the wrestling business like?
It likes a rematch.
It likes
a rubber match.
A rubber match.
So you're going to have one win the first one, the other one wins the second, and then they have to go again.
So it'll probably be at World's End.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be like Steel Cage or something like that. Or maybe, no, they won't do Blood and Guts because that's like a gimmick for Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
It'll be something, it'll be another sort of gimmick match.
I think the cages are probably a good thought because it's most likely that there's going to be interference in this one, so they'll want to keep people out.
Okay. So.
Oh, here we go. He's got ideas.
Okay. The one huge blemish on AEW's entire existence.
CM Punk.
No. In terms of matchups, what was it?
Oh.
Besides Pepsi Phil.
I don't know if I can.
Barbed wire death match.
Oh yeah, with the explosion at the end that just fizzled. It was so funny.
Who's to say they don't run that back and do it right? Erase that stain off of the Bucks.
It's kind of endearing though, but yes,
and it fits with the World's End.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. End with a bang. And
Tony
fireworks.
Khan, make it happen. Barbed wire death match. Swerve Hangman 3, World's End.
Imagine
Let's
the
go.
nerves though leading up to that. They're like, it's going to go wrong again. It's going to be so embarrassing.
I'm betting they would use a different company.
Probably.
Speaking of that blemish, that leads us quite a nice little segue into the last of our non-title matches because Kenny Omega was part of that blemish. Okay, so next match we've got is the Golden Jets, who are Kenny Omega and the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, Chris Jericho, and they are facing the Young Bucks, who obviously are from Rancho Cucamonga in California. Can you tell me what the stipulations were?
Oh,
I love testing like this. It's fun.
I don't think I can. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it kind of obviously Jericho and Kenny teamed up to take out a common cause in the Don Callis family.
Oh, I think I remember.
Hang on now. So then they're in the Young Bucks dressing room or locker room, the Elite's locker room, and they're getting interviewed by, I want to say it was Renee, might have been Marvez. Can't remember who's doing the interviewing. And the Young Bucks are like, the hell is he even doing in here? You know what? Screw it. Enjoy our locker room. We've had enough of this. We're out. And they had a little bit of a hissy fit. Next week on Dynamite or Collision, whatever show it was, I think it was Dynamite, then they're having another interview with the Golden Jets. And the Young Bucks come in and they're like, oh, look, it's these guys again. These guys, you know what? We could take you. We've beaten you before. And Kane's like, I've beaten you before. Have you forgotten that? And they're like, tell you what, let's have a match of Full Gear. Tell us the stipulations, Liam.
If the Young Bucks win, I've forgotten the name of the team.
Golden Jets.
The Golden Jets can't be a team anymore.
And if the Golden Jets win?
Young Bucks can't.
Nope. They take the title shot the Young Bucks earned
that's
at Wrestle Dream.
I remembered half of it.
Yeah. So, quite high stakes in the sense that if Young Bucks lose, they lose their title shot. They're guaranteed championship shot. If the Golden Jets lose, they disband. They can no longer let ever team ever again.
Which Don Callis would love.
Yeah. You're picking them apart, right? Oh, don't tell me the Young Bucks are going to join Don Callis.
Oh, they better not.
Oh, God, imagine that. I mean, there's not really much else to say about this. The Golden Jets have had a really good outing, to be fair.
Yep.
They haven't really done a fantastic job of taking on the Don Callis family until last night in the Like a Dragon street fight.
That was good. That was a good match.
That was really good. But obviously they had help from Kota Ibushi, who's now All Elite, and obviously Paul White. So that body slam that... Oh my God, that was harsh. That was nuts.
Body slam that rocked the giant, I suppose.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts on this one?
It's going to be... I think it's going to be a great view of tag team wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
Just generally.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bit of a class for anyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyone on their way up in the tag team division.
And it's a good way to get the Elite kind of relevant again in that sense, or prevalent in the spotlight. We haven't really seen the Elite too much.
And to have them like against each other rather than them against the world kind of thing. It's always an interesting dynamic to see a team potentially break down.
Especially throwing Jericho in there as well. Obviously, we've had, he's been in a circle.
Yep.
And then the JAS. He's currently not part of a faction.
No.
But what if Kenny kicks Bucks out of the Elite and brings Jericho in? Oh. But the Bucks started the Elite, so that would be like, wait, you can't do that.
And then they're both the Elite.
Yeah. So it's like, oh my God. And obviously Kota Ibushi's going to side with Kenny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who have you got? Who have you got winning?
Bucks.
You got the Bucks winning?
I think it's a tough one for me. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go Bucks.
Bucks?
You're going to go Kenny.
I'm going Kenny. I'm going Golden Jets. I think that they want to have more to do with Jericho and Kenny right now.
Yeah.
Because when they eventually, let's be perfectly honest, when Jericho eventually turns on Kenny, that's going to make that storyline so much more impactful. You know, and obviously Wrestle Kingdom's coming up, and that was the first time they fought, was at Wrestle Kingdom a few years back.
Yeah.
So who's to say they don't run it back at that point? You know? I think, I think Golden Jets will get it, and then they'll have a tag title match. They'll lose it somehow. Jericho will blame Kenny and turn on him. That's what I think.
Cool.
Okay, then we head now on to our title matches. So first up, we've got the second ever meeting, just like the Swerve Hangman Page match. We've got Orange Cassidy defending his international title against Jon Moxley. So, who was there an international title match at Wrestle Dream? I don't think there was. No, doesn't look like it. If there is, I can't see it. So, basically, when was it? Was it All Out? It was All Out, was it? Yeah, All Out was the first match. And Moxley beat Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
Then on Dynamite, he was defending against Rey Fenix. And I can't remember exactly what happened. It's not like jumping off the stage or something like that. It's the same stage that Adam Cole shattered his ankle.
Yeah.
And Fenix misjudged. He hit Moxley. Moxley's head slammed in the ground, and he suffered a concussion. As such, Jon Moxley called an audible in the match for Fenix to go over and win the title.
Yeah.
Fenix held the title for a couple of weeks, but he was injured as well. I think he was due in the same match with Moxley, but he could work through his. So they had Orange Cassidy win it back off of Fenix.
Yeah.
And this was probably about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago now-ish, give or take. So Orange Cassidy's obviously being the second two-time international champion. Intercontinental, I keep calling it. And he's been defending it, and he's been doing a pretty good job of it, and then Moxley returns.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, great. And Orange Cassidy, even when it's like his problem is he's saying, look, I didn't realize how much this title meant to me until I didn't have it. And now I want it. And that's kind of what led into the match with Fenix, and he beat Fenix, and then he's been defending it with quite a ferocity.
Yes.
Moxley came back and then was like, oh no, Moxley's going to destroy him, but Orange Cassidy started going for him instead. And it's like, oh God, where the hell is this fire coming from Orange Cassidy? It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And like Moxley was even a bit taken back by it, I think, as well, because he wasn't expecting it. And I'm quite liking this. And it's kind of like we harken back, and I'm going to mention the other company with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
They keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, Bianca Belair, and it's boring and repetitive.
Yes.
Orange Cassidy's doing the same gimmick, but he's switching it up.
Yeah, he's sort of his character's developing. He's getting things that he wants, and I've even noticed on, the screens when he's coming out, and it's got like
international champion.
Put catchphrase here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've just not noticed it before, but I think different phrases have started appearing.
They have. It says international champion on there now, and he's got a picture of him hand drawn holding the belt.
Just like it says, like, let's go get it or something. So it's like he's actually
trying,
adding things and developing things. So yeah, like you say, it's not like changing the gimmick, but it's becoming something new.
I think this association with Hook doesn't hurt either.
No, that's
obviously
really cool.
Because of Hook, he's quite blasé in his own right. And kind of whatever. But damn, he's another, like, you don't want to meet him in a dark alleyway. Anything else about this one you guys say? There's not been much of a build up to this one, so
no, I'm looking forward to it. It's hard to know like how impactful it's going to be as a match in itself. I think neither of these guys are like flippy stuff, but
I think Orange is more flippy than Mox. But there's not like
it's an interesting mix of styles. So, and with Orange's more ferocious way of fighting at the moment, it could be a good one.
Who have you got?
Orange to retain.
I think they're course correcting with this one.
Okay, so they're giving it back.
I think they're going to give it back to Mox and do the plans that they had originally planned.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's almost like hitting that reset button on the last maybe 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it was, since that particular match where Fenix had to win it. And kudos to Moxley and sort of having the wherewithal, being like, right, have Fenix go over. He called it on the fly in the match. And it wasn't like we'll just vacate the belt after. Yeah, because Mox wouldn't wanted to have done that.
No, and it gave Fenix a boost as well.
Yeah.
So course correction, like,
but I think
back to square one.
Yeah. I think we're going back to where the storyline was originally going to start from, and it's going to pick up from there.
All right,
that's what I think.
I like how we sort of agreed for I think 3, and then we've disagreed for everything since.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, let's see how we go with the next one.
Okay.
So the next match is the first of our 2 women's matches. Oh. And we have Hikaru Shida defending her recently won women's championship against timeless Toni Storm. I never, ever, Jericho throwback, thought I would ever say this. Ever.
You're enjoying Toni Storm?
I'm enjoying this Toni Storm's gimmick, yeah.
It's different.
Fun. It's fun.
It's old black and white, old-timey, silent movie skits, and now Luther's a butler all of a sudden.
What?
It's random, but just, I don't know, it's fun, it's different.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. Obviously, Hikaru Shida, she won... Okay, I gotta go a bit of the... She went into Allin at Wembley as champion.
Yes.
They had Saraya win the belt off of her. Between then, end of August, and it was probably the middle of October, maybe towards the end of October. No, it was towards the middle, because she came out with the title dressed as Ada Wong. Or as Nigel McGuinness called her, Ada Wong.
Ada Wong.
She had the belt then, so it's probably around the middle of October.
Saraya,
whatever the hell you want to call her, had 1 title defense.
Yes.
And then lost the belt to Shida.
Yeah. Great run.
I get the whole, let's put it on her because she's the hometown hero.
Yeah.
But that was...
Follow through, right?
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
So
I get you. I love Shida, but I agree. If you're going to have someone win the title as a hometown thing, at least keep it on her for a couple of matches. I don't know.
At least have a few defenses, yeah. So Hikaru Shida is the current champion again. She's the first 3-time AEW World Women's Champion. Was it Women's World Champion? I think it's Women's World Champion. That sounds right.
AEW loves the record. No, wait, wrong ones.
And obviously Toni Storm was screwed out of the belt at the same event at All In, and she was on a bit of a downward spiral from there. They seemingly kicked her out, not with saying it directly, but they kind of kicked her out of the Outcasts. Yeah. And that's kind of where the spiral turned out. When it was chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. And she started flinging her shoe at everyone.
It's so funny.
And that just kind of snowballed into this, I'm an old school movie star, darling, kind of thing, with the black and white segments and all this kind of stuff. Timeless Toni Storm. And then, obviously, Hikaru Shida was defending her title. She's probably defended the title like at least 5 times since she's won the belt. As opposed to Saraya's won in like a month and a half. Just point that out. It's awful. And obviously Hikaru Shida is a fighting champion, and that's great. I think she had 3 title defenses in 1 week. Mm-hmm. She had one under Dynamite, one on Rampage, and one on Collision. Like, that's a working champion, you know? Fantastic. Great. And obviously Toni Storm wants the belt back.
Yes.
So every time that she would sort of win the match or whatever, Hikaru should be standing there. Out comes timeless Toni Storm. Mm-hmm. So then Hikaru Shida goes and has an interview with her. They sign the contract, and it's all set. Now we've got the new girl. And the only reason I bring this up is because of the way they did the segment on Dynamite. It was great. Then this new girl, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She just signed a contract with AEW. She's come from Stardom, Japanese promotion. She's come in and she's like, I want to meet my hero. I want to meet Toni Storm. And then that RJ City guy is like, right, I'll do it. Let's take you to meet Toni Storm. Knocks the door. As soon as the door opens, that black and white filter kicks in. And he's like, no, she's busy. Slams the door. It clicks straight back off. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And that's the only reason I bring it up is because of the black and white filter. Mm-hmm. Whenever Tony's on screen, it does that.
Yeah.
Unless, obviously, she's going to be in a match. I can't see them doing that for a full match.
They'll probably do it just for the entrance.
They'll do it for the entrance, but not for the full match. But yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that I'm actually enjoying a Toni Storm gimmick.
I know.
And I wonder who actually come up with it. I wonder if it's her that come up with it or someone else.
The way she's like leaning into it so much, I think it'd be her idea.
Might have, yeah,
or at least like the seed of the idea, and then other people have fed in to build it to what it is.
Maybe.
The Luther thing probably wasn't. She probably said a butler would be cool, and then they were like, you know
Who
what?
have we got?
Luther, and then she's asking Luther for a loofah.
You know, it'd be funny is if Serpentico turns up as like a maid or something, and he's still got his mask on and everything.
Amazing.
But yeah, I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else you want to say about this one?
There is. Toni Storm does have I think it's like a warm-up match. I can't remember how she
termed
it.
Yeah.
It's a warm-up match against this new person.
No. She has the match against Emi Sakura.
Oh, yes.
It's Emi Sakura.
I think because it was in black and white, my brain was just like, it's the same person.
No. It's Emi Sakura. She's fighting on Rampage.
That just shows you how my brain was.
Was it a tune-up she called it?
Tune-up match, yeah. So I guess it's...
So obviously we'll see how that goes, but I can see her just completely blitzing Emi Sakura. And Emi Sakura's Emi Sakura is Hikaru Shida's former mentor.
Yeah.
And obviously Hikaru Shida's beaten Emi Sakura since she won the title back. So it's like the student becoming the master almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like a...
It's interesting how these things happen. Yeah.
So okay, who have you got?
Oh, it's a tricky one. I think Shida.
Okay.
You're probably going to disagree. I think that losing this match can feed into Toni Storm's dramaticness. Maybe build up a bit more.
See, I'm really torn with this one. I'm kind of thinking that Toni Storm's so hot right now in the temperature of the gimmick that it would be almost stupid not to put the title back on it.
But I guess in my mind, I don't want that to burn out too soon. I don't want it to like peak too soon and then it's sort of on the way down.
I know.
But I do see what you mean. She could do a lot more different silent movie tropes with a championship.
But she could also make a black and white belt and carry it around. So even when the filter's not on, it would be in black and white.
Interesting.
A la House of Black almost.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go Toni Storm for the time being.
Okay. Keep up our disagreement streak.
Yeah. That's 3 for 3, 50-50. And obviously, as I've mentioned, anything that happens on Rampage, Collision, etc. on the weekend, we'll put in the description if we are changing our predictions. Okay, the second of our 2 female matches, or women's matches then. We have the TBS champion, Kris Statlander, defending against Julia Hart of the House of Black and Skye Blue. So, again, Kris Statlander has been a fighting champion. She beat Julia Hart at... Was it Wrestle Dream? Yes, a Wrestle Dream. And obviously that's the first time Julia's lost this year.
Yes.
Julia then challenged Willow Nightingale to a match, obviously because Willow Nightingale and Kris Statlander are friends. And they were like, right, okay, I'm going to take out the spooky BOTCH. And Julia's like, tell you what, if I beat you, I get a shot at Kris Statlander's title. And Statlander was like, yeah, sure, why not? Guess what happened? Willow gets beat by the House of Black's Julia Hart. Boom. Who's the BITCH now? And then, just to throw another spanner in the works, it was announced that either Red Velvet or Skye Blue would be the third competitor in this triple threat match. Obviously, Skye Blue has been misted with the Black Mist. There's been teasing like a flip, and meant her attitude has completely changed. Even though she's still wearing those bright colours, the eye makeup with the running dark matte. I think that's fantastic.
She's changed from the bright smile to a kind of a pouty smirk.
Her demeanour's been fantastic. I'm loving what Skye Blue's doing.
She's doing a great job.
Even though she does look like a Scooby-Doo character. Because technically that's exactly what the gear is. And if you look at the necklace thing, it's the Scooby-Doo necklace with SB on it.
Oh. I did not know that.
Skye Blue obviously beat Red Velvet on Dynamite in brutal fashion. Even though Red Velvet did have a good outing, to be fair. She'd been away for injury, come back, and she's just looking good.
Good to see her back.
But it's going to be interesting now to see Kris Statlander versus Julia and Skye Blue. Because Julia, is she still in Skye Blue's head? Is Skye Blue turning to the House of Black? Is she turning to the dark side? Is she... Because obviously after the match, she was doing the I want the belt. Like... Is she going to turn on Kris Statlander as a friend? Because it already seems like there's a massive rift there. Yeah. You know?
And we did have that moment where it looked like Skye Blue was going to turn on Willow.
Yeah.
But instead turned around and blue misted Julia Hart. But I was thinking, that means she's like fighting it and she's going to keep the attitude, but she's still on the right side. But I wonder a bit if it's a long burn or if she's still developing.
Or she could still be fighting it.
Yeah.
It could have good days and bad days, you know.
But she's also now, we've established she has the blue mist, which could be an additional weapon to use in this match.
And triple threat, no champion's advantage, no disqualifications. Black mist is legal. Blue mist is legal.
Yeah.
What's Statlander going to do? Bring an alien mist?
What beats what? Black mist or blue mist? I'm going to say black mist probably.
I'd say black.
Trumpet.
Yeah, I'd say black.
Trumpet? That's a different one.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I've got for this one. It's been quite a nice... as you say, it's been a bit of a slow burn. We've seen the progression with Julia, with Skye Blue's makeup, and then the blue mist, and then she's still kind of going down this dark demeanor, which is really cool. She's a lot more vicious as well, which is really cool. And I think it's really putting her on the map.
Yes.
I really do think she's going to sort of, in the next few years, she could easily become women's world champion. Absolutely. Anything else?
I guess this is probably the first pay-per-view in a while that we've got two women's matches.
They're both for the titles.
I'm really excited for the storyline in both of them. The characters in the story has been really well developed. It's complex characters, complex stories. I mean, big up women's wrestling.
Yeah, I'm just going back to see if there is any others that had more than one match, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I think there might have been two in some, but I know it's been one for a while.
The
roster's still developing, and we have had people like Red Velvet being out with injury, so they've needed to have some time to build stuff.
Yes,
but they've had that chance and they've made it.
I think the last time we had two women's matches, by the looks of it, was Jade versus Taya Valkyrie, and Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm at Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
they were for both the titles as well. Yeah, so that was May. So yeah. But no, it's good, and it's and both these matches are going to be good matches.
Yes,
like there's some matches where you're like, oh, this is going to be awful.
Yeah, you just know they're going to be the pee break matches.
Yeah. I don't think I'd see that. I can't see any pee break matches in this entire event. Really.
Just got to hold it.
And there's not much filler usually, so. But then if we're watching it back in the day after, we can just pause it and then.
Yeah, we got pause buttons. It's fine.
Okay, so who have you got?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with Skye Blue.
Skye Blue?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for more what I want to see. I want to see Skye Blue succumb to the blackness. I want to see her join the House of Black and help Julia to win the belt.
Okay.
That's what I want to see. Whether that's going to actually be what happens, I don't know. And like I like Kris Statlander.
Yes.
She's good. She's had the belt since Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
And I just I get the whole she's fighting champion, but she's kind of slipping a little bit into Bianca Belair territory for me.
I think that I don't think it's a bad thing that she dropped the alien gimmick.
No.
But I think she lost a lot when she dropped it. She hasn't really picked anything else up to be her personality.
I love the like you said before as well, the sign language thing. I think that's fantastic. It's not really a gimmick though.
No. She needs something. I think being the fighting champion, great, but she's a normal person.
Yeah.
And I know, like, they're all people, it's fine, but a wrestling character is like an exaggeration of...
it's meant to be over the top.
Of you. And I think maybe she hasn't quite got that in this iteration. So maybe it just needs... Maybe she needs a loss to boost
there we go.
something.
Exactly like in this run, the Hangman Adam Page's title run.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe just a bit too soon. When she came back and she beat Jade, oh yeah, great, awesome, fantastic. And they was like, yeah. Oh, it just seems to be a bit going down a bit of a slope here. Okay.
But
so
she's so good. And not writing her off at all.
No, not denying that she's good at all. No, absolutely not. I just think it's time maybe for a different champion. I think House of Black not being trios champions right now, I think they'd still benefit from having a title in the faction.
I think so.
And obviously spinning it around and having a Julia instead, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of the House of Black, this video is segue central. I love it. For the next title match we've got is for the World Tag Team Championships. And we've got Los Facción Ingobernables versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill, who are the current champions, versus FTR versus the Kings of the Black Throne from the House of Black. That's Malachi and Brody King. So, Big Bill and Ricky Starks decimated FTR in Collision to win the titles.
It was quite definitive. So,
FTR wasn't seen for a few weeks after that. Supposedly, Cash Wheeler had a slight injury, which he had to rehab, which is why they obviously went to... And apparently it was FTR's decision to get bulldozed.
Oh.
It was their choice to have it go down like that.
That kind of makes it a bit better.
Yeah.
Like, good for you guys.
So obviously FTR are coming out and they're like, right, we want title shots, blah, blah, blah. Lights start going out, and then here comes the reappearance of the House of Black.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had the full gang.
Yeah. And then LFI start coming out. And it's like, oh my god, this is just carnage flying everywhere. It's like, oh, they're going to join the House of Black. Nope, they're going to destroy, they're going to just wreck everything in the path. Yeah. They start attacking House of Black, they're attacking FTR, they're attacking Big Bill and Ricky Starks. And then it literally becomes a bit of a everyone for everyone else.
There he is.
Everyone for themselves kind of thing.
Yeah. Hello.
Which is really cool. And then it's kind of just led into this 4-way tag team match. Not much else of a build-up, but this could be a show stealer in my mind. Yes. Which is why I've put it so high on this. Any other things you guys have this one?
I mean, talk about having a tag team clinic earlier on in the show. You're going to have like every type of tag team in this match. It's going to be an interesting watch, and I feel like this is one of those matches that might be quite difficult to follow because there's just going to be a lot happening. There's going to be stuff on the outside. Yep. We're not going to know who's legal for at least half the match.
I know, right?
So this can't be good, but I'm going to make sure I've had my cup of tea before this starts.
Watch him open it with a paper. With this
I know. That'll be fine if I've got my energy levels up already. That's all good.
Okay, who have you got?
Oh, goodness me.
So we've got LFI, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, FTR, or the Kings of the Black Throne?
Let's go Kings of the Black Throne.
Going for Kings of the Black Throne?
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
But you're not going for him.
I'm going to stick with Ricky and Bill.
Oh.
Just because they've been doing some great stuff.
They have.
And I think to flop the titles back off them this soon would kind of almost undermine it.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see the Kings of the Black Throne take it.
Yeah. I think my reasoning in my head is like the build-up that House of Black are having at the moment.
Yeah.
With the lights going out and they're there. It feels like them having the titles then is their like culmination of all that into something. Yeah. But at the same time, it could mean that there's more of that build-up and
there is one other thing as well.
Yeah.
Another reason I don't think House of the Black will take it.
Okay.
When the House of Black first showed up, it wasn't during this. It was doing the same show. But it wasn't during the match with FTR in it. Do you remember who turned up? Who Malachi Black turned up and kicked the face in of?
I can't remember.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
This is going to lead into Blackpool Combat Club versus the House of Black.
For the trios.
Well, the Acclaimed have got the trios title still. Yeah. The Acclaimed.
Okay. I can't keep
We just had the 69 title day thing.
69
and then they got put through the window, which, again, we'll cover that in a sec. But that's what I think. I think they're going to lead into Blackpool Combat Club versus the House of Black. And then that's going to be a whole thing because obviously you've got Brody, you've got Malachi, you've got Buddy, and you've got Brian, Wheeler, Claudio, and Mox. Now, do the House of Black bring in a fourth member to even up the numbers? Ooh. Or do they just drop Brian and have Mox, Claudio, and Wheeler for the time being? Because obviously Brian has damaged his orbital strike, but then he's going to be wrestling in the I can't remember the name of the tournament they got coming up. Can't remember what they're calling it. But yeah, anyway, segue. Here we go onto the Acclaimed, technically, because they teamed with MJF.
Yes.
And that's part of this story. So, the last match we're going to talk about, the last match on the pay-per-view, is for the World Heavyweight Champ. Well, the AEW World Championship. They don't call it heavyweight. And we've got MJF defending against Switchblade Jay White.
Yeah.
Hey, Leanne, guns up.
Rex is confused. Oh, he did guns up too.
So, obviously before Wrestle Dream, because Jay White's had been running around that belt for ages, MJF lost his title technically to Jay White when Jay White stole the belt.
Yeah.
But MJF is still the champion.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay White's been running around parading the belt, calling himself the champion, defending the belt and all this kind of stuff, and it's been fan-freaking-tastic. The promos back and forth, like I'm not going to start spieling them all, but it's been so good. I've been really enjoying this. MJF, every time he looks like he's going to get that belt back, something happens. The Guns intervene, or Juice Robinson intervenes, or Jay White just intervenes, and they run off with the belts again. And it's like, oh, this is so good. And obviously that's where we talked about the earlier match, and MJF's kind of bookending ending this entire show as well, with the Ring of Honor tag titles. But one thing that has happened that's unprecedented as well is that Jay White has pinned MJF clean, not once, but twice in tag matches. When the Acclaimed team, the last time was when the Acclaimed teamed with him. I mean, technically 3 times if you count Dynamite last night.
Wow. I don't think that was clean.
That wasn't official, but he pinned him.
Yeah.
But the Acclaimed team with MJF.
Yeah.
To take on the Bullet Club. All 4 members of Bullet Club Gold. And the stipulation was that if MJF won, then he would get the Triple B back, the Big Burberry belt. So MJF went around all the locker room and the Acclaim. He had like a couple of weeks to this, and nobody would want to team with him. And it's like, okay, fine, great. And then the only people that did want to team with him, I think, was Roddy. They're like, Roddy, he's like, Max, pick us, me and the Kingdom, we'll do it. And Max is just like, Nope. So then the Acclaimed, he comes out, and he's got pink Burberry on. It's like, oh my god, this is awful. And he even ends up scissoring with them. And then the week after, the Devil in the mask, the Devil shows up, and then 4 compatriots are beating up the Acclaimed, put Max Caster through a glass window.
Too many Maxes.
I know, right? Too many Adams, too many Maxes, too many Pages, Cages, Rages, etc. And obviously MJF now is feeling really guilty because Adam is out on the shelf for being his friend. The Acclaimed are out on the shelf for opening himself up to becoming part of that sort of solidarity there.
Yes.
And he's feeling really bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then obviously Max comes out last night and he's like, I can get my belt back. You're not going to be able to stop me. And now comes the Bullet Club, beats down Max, hits what they had the God's right hand or left hand thing they called Juice Robinson's punch with that ring on it.
Yeah.
From, was it TJ Maxx? $24.99. Not to be confused with TK Maxx in the UK. Might be the same chain for all I know.
No idea.
Then you had the 310 from Yuma from the Guns. And then just to put that extra bullet in his skull, hits the Blade Runner, pins him while Juice counts the 3.
Quite a slow 3 as well.
Yeah. Now, the problem with this, obviously for Jay, is he's poked this bear to tipping point. Max ain't coming to play wrestling. He's coming for a fight.
Yeah.
And he's going to murder someone. And the Guns can't get involved, and the Jews can't get involved.
Wow.
Well, they can, but if the referee sees it, Jay White loses.
Yes.
Did the Acclaim show back up?
Maybe.
Is the masked man in the devil mask who stole MJF's mask, is obviously a big part of this storyline as well. Is he going to make a showing?
And whose side will he be on?
Is it Pepsi Phil? Is it Jack Perry? Is it Wardlow? Who is the man in the mask?
I think Wardlow's too beefy to be the frame on.
You don't really see the man in the mask much. You only see him once. I guess we did
when he attacked.
Yeah, you only saw him once at the beginning when he attacked.
But
the rest of it has been from there up. Supposedly, an insider said that every time the people have been attacking or the person's been attacked, it is the actual people in those outfits.
Good.
They're not just like a byproduct or whatever.
Cool.
But who is it?
Jack Perry's an interesting shout.
Yeah.
We did want him to come back different.
And obviously he lost to Max.
Yeah.
He didn't win the title off Max.
Interesting.
So is the ref going to take a bump? Is my thought. And because I mean the one thing is really confusing about this one, right? Thinking about it, the first time we see these assailants in the black outfits, who are they attacking?
Switchblade.
Switchblade.
Yeah.
So they attacked MJF's opponent.
Yeah. And that's why everyone suspects is MJF, as well as the fact that he owned the mask previously. Yeah.
And obviously this was after, I believe they was out, I'm not 100% sure, I think this was after they announced that Jay White was going to face Maxwell at Full Gear.
I can't remember.
I think.
Probably.
I think. I'm not 100%. And then obviously now they've gone after the Acclaimed, who are Max's compatriots, allies. So he's attacked Bullet Club. He's attacked Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Whose side is he on?
Yeah.
You know? This is what I love. Like, the mystery, the intrigue. Who is it? And it's been like for like nearly 2 months now, and it's like, who the hell is in this mask? And I love it.
There's still a chance that we're not going to find out this weekend.
He could come out, cause chaos, and not unmask.
He might not come out at all.
Yeah. But it's a big faction. Whoever it is, it's a big faction. There's 5 guys.
Yeah.
4 guys attacked the Acclaim last week.
5 guys?
Not one of them had a mask on.
They had like, was it balaclava? I don't know.
It was like a ninja suit.
Yeah, ninja suit.
Yeah, and obviously then the guy showed, they kind of cut away to the masked guy on the screen, and then the cuts goes off. Like.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Anything else you guys say about this one?
I think the intrigue surrounding it is just going to boost it.
Yeah.
The potential, there is a slight potential that all that build-up means it'll feel flatter than it is, even if it's a great match. But I've got faith. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Who you got?
Switchblade.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Something in my gut is saying
You're going Switchblade.
that things are going to change around here.
I want to see Switchblade. I'd love to see Switchblade get the belt.
Are we keeping up our disagreement streak?
Yeah. I'm going with Max for now. For now.
Cool.
For now.
We'll see what happens then.
Yeah, so again, just to preface it, they're having a face like the sit-down interviews with both guys on, I want to say, Rampage. Anything can happen on the weekend that will sway it. If it does change, we will update the description pre-Full Gear. Yes. It will be updated before the event goes live. Yes. And because it's on a Saturday, we're not going to have to sit through work and potentially get spoilers from emails like WWE do. Thanks for that, by the way. And so we could watch it first thing Sunday morning and then get the reactions up to you guys on Sunday afternoon / early evening. Okay, Leanne, what's your least looking forward to match on this card?
Please, can I steal your notes?
Yes, you can.
Remind myself. I haven't got my glasses on today, so this is fun. I don't know. It's raining outside.
It started hammering down.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a really, really tough call.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my least looking forward to match is Orange Cassidy versus Moxley.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I think we've seen it before. Haven't got a gimmick on it. And everything else is just gold at this point in my mind. So, yeah.
I think in terms of whichever way this goes, and I think this the outcome for either way the outcome of this match goes, it's going to be bad for someone in my mind. Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Hikaru Shida keeps getting screwed out of that title on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Toni Storm is on a hot streak, and if she loses, is she going to be able to retain that hot streak?
Yeah. Okay.
Whoever loses this match is going to come out bad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see either of these women come out bad.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I think that the best option is Toni losing because that dramatic nature can feed it. But I do 100% see what you're saying.
But then it's kind of like what we said, we haven't seen AEW stuff since Crown Jewel, but LA Knight going up, he's facing Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And he lost. So does he stay on that plateau or does it...
Yeah.
And Toni Storm's the same. She goes up and up and up. Is she going to stay or is it going to dive?
Yeah.
You know? And that's what worries me a little bit with that. It's a bit of it's almost like banging into a corner.
Yeah.
And I should have mentioned this while doing the match, actually. The one thing I think Hikaru needs to change is that finisher. That katana just looks, she spins into it and then pulls back not to fully lead people.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't look, it doesn't look, What's your most looking forward to match?
Again, really difficult.
Yeah.
But I think I will go Young Bucks versus
Oh, okay.
Kenny Jericho.
Okay. Now, usually, I'm the one picking Kenny and the Bucks.
Yeah, it's your boys.
Yeah. I'm going Maxwell and Switchblade.
Yeah, he's also kind of your boy now, isn't he?
Switchblade's my boy.
Yeah.
Switchblade, guns up.
Is he trumped Kenny Omega as your
no,
boy?
No. I'm really looking forward to that match, but for the pure storytelling factor,
yeah, and all the intrigue,
how this is going to end up blowing off, and sort of how it goes down. That's what I really, really can't wait to see.
Yeah,
and like Switchblade, former leader of Bullet Club, he's done some amazing stuff in New Japan. He's done some amazing stuff in AEW.
Yes,
Fantastic. Either way, like Switchblade JY, if he loses, he's not going to lose any traction from it because he is a top star.
Yeah.
Same with Maxwell. If he loses the belt, he's going to be straight up there still.
Yeah.
But given that the Guns, we think are going to win the ROH titles, I don't think Maxwell's going to lose that title yet.
Yeah.
They won't strip both belts off him in one night.
No, I suppose.
Yeah.
Take
us home, man.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys so much. Please like this video if you like it. Show you appreciate us too, I suppose. Please subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Is there any of these matches that you have extra thoughts for? Who do you think's going to win the different matches?
Who do you think's in the mask?
Who is in the mask?
Who's the man behind the devil mask?
Let us know. So you can talk to us on comments below. We always reply as much as we can. I think there's some comments that we might not have replied to in the past, but we do our very best.
I think we'll reply if there's a point
if
we've
got something to say.
Yeah.
You can also talk to us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Our link tree's in the description below, which has links to those things, so you can get to it real easy. Talk to us on there, follow us on there, and join in the conversation. So we will see you for our reactions, which will be put up on Sunday. So I hope you join us there. Remember, there'll be spoilers, so if you're planning to see the pay-per-view, watch it before you come back to us. And I think that's it. So until next time.
We got 2 words for you. Guns up.